My position at Thompsons is I'm one of the partners and I'm the joint head of our employment rights unit. We provide employment law legal services for the trade unions in Scotland as part of the work of the department. We represent all the major trade unions, and when their members have disputes in the workplace that require legal assistance, then we provide that advice and representation. I enjoy working with the trade unions a lot. The work is varied, it's very interesting, and it gives you a great deal of satisfaction helping the trade unions assist their members. I think it's very important to be transparent with our clients. It allows us to develop a good rapport with them, being open with them, allowing them to know who they're dealing with, that we are people as well. We're not just lawyers sitting behind a desk, that we're people they can speak to, that they can engage with, and that we're here to help them.
My position in Thompsons is that I'm one of the equity partners, and I am specifically responsible for the lung disease department, which specialises in asbestos-related claims. However, we do also deal with a number of other conditions which people have contracted as a result of being exposed to toxic substances in the workplace. Campaigning is an essential part of what Thompsons is all about. Many law firms react to changes in the law, but we prefer to make those changes happen for the benefit of our clients, and we have really honed our skills at doing that over the decades, and have had some incredible successes in being able to change law to make things better for working people. Probably my proudest moment in terms of the work that I do is that the firm managed to effect a change in the law, specifically in Scotland, which allows people suffering from a disease called mesothelioma, which is a specific cancer caused by asbestos exposure, allows them to settle their claim in life, and when they die, their family can still raise additional claims for their loss. Previous to the law being changed, the dying person had to decide whether to settle their own claim in life, knowing that the family would not be able to claim on their death, or to wait until they died and then allow the entire claim to take place. So a very, very difficult and traumatic decision for someone who is dying to have to make, and by us campaigning and changing that law, we took that terrible decision out of their hands.
My role involves working for trade unions primarily, advancing employment rights for those individuals. To me, that's one of the most important jobs you can do in law at the moment. The reason for that is there are a huge number of cuts and challenges for workers across the UK and across Scotland. And we're at the forefront of representing those workers, so that is a really highly valuable job that we do, so I'm very proud to do the work that we do. The majority of cases relate to people being treated unfairly at work, so it may be unfair dismissal cases, it may be people who've been made redundant, it may be people who have had business transfers and whose wages are being attacked as a result of those transfers. So we have a wide variety of cases. There's a huge number of cases in employment law that we can assist people with. The reason Thompsons is different is because we are unique in Scotland in that we only ever work for workers or for people who've been injured at work, and that gives us a very different perspective. The law has become very specialised these days. It's more complicated, and everybody has to deal with very, very detailed provisions within the law. Unless you deal with experts, you are unlikely to get the right service, and within Thompsons we are experts in two primary areas. First of all, in personal injury law, where we're the leading firm within Scotland, and also for claimants in Scotland working for employment rights, we are also the leading firm for that as well.
I'm a solicitor within the employment team. I deal mainly with employment tribunal cases and also regulatory cases for registered healthcare practitioners, so like nurses and care workers and other healthcare practitioners. Employees who have been in difficult situations at work should come to Thompsons Solicitors because we're experts in taking cases for employees who have been wronged by their employer, whether that be sex discrimination cases or disability discrimination cases, or they've not been paid their wages. We are the only firm in Scotland that would only act for those employees who deal with matters like that, and that's why employees should come to Thompsons. I really enjoy working at Thompsons. The main reasons why I really enjoy working at Thompsons are because you get to represent ordinary trade union members at the Employment Tribunal, and if they're facing proceedings before their regulator. It's quite unique in law to only work for one side, and it's really good to be able to stand up for ordinary working people.
My position within Thompsons is a solicitor within the accident team. I enjoy my position as a personal injury solicitor, largely because it helps people that have been affected by serious accidents and ensures that they receive compensation for injuries that are no fault of their own, and that's immensely rewarding to be doing work like that, and it helps improve people's lives, so I'm very happy to be involved in this type of work. A firm that only stands up for the underdog and doesn't work with insurers or big companies is important in today's society. It allows people that don't have the means to stand up for themselves to do so, and the fact that we don't work with insurers, for example, allows us a good position to really represent the interests of individuals and underdogs, and that's an important aspect of what we do as a firm.
I am Thompson's client partner. That means I am involved in assisting the firm in their relations with their institutional clients, trade unions, case providers and charities. It gives me an insight into what they consider to be important, the level of service that they need. It also means that a lot of what I do involves the politics. It involves working with charities, trade unions and other organisations and spotting what's wrong with the law and affecting change for their benefit and the benefit of their members. It's exciting and it's important and it can make a real difference, and that's why I love doing what I do. Thompsons Solicitors exist to help people, often when they're at their darkest hour. We only act for victims of accident, injury, disease and people who are wronged by their employers. We aim to make their lives better as much as we can. We aim to stand up for them. And unlike any other firm, we also recognise that the law sometimes can be wrong. And when we recognise that, we campaign in Parliament, in the press, to ensure that the law changes to make things better for the people that we represent. Thompsons was an obvious choice for me as a place to begin and hopefully, God allowing, end my career as a solicitor. Thompsons are the only firm in Scotland that can truly call themselves a trade union firm. There are one or two firms who do some work for trade unions, but who certainly are not a trade union firm. Thompsons act for every trade union in the country. We know what side we're on when it comes to claims and people who are wronged. We never act for insurers, we never act for employers, we only act for the wronged, the mistreated and those who have been subject to injustice. That's where I want to work. I want to wake up in the morning and realise that I'm doing some good and realise that I'm helping people. You can do that in Thompsons, and that's what I continue to want to do for the rest of my career.